Jay goes, let's get it straight. Nobody's afraid of 50 Cent.
Jimmy Iovine might not have cared about beating Kanye, but Jay-Z, who was the head of Def Jam at the time, damn sure cared about beating me.
Because if we looked at all of the numbers, you see I did his career in 4 years.
In an industry where connections seem to be the only legal tender, even the closest friendships aren't immune to the thorns of greed and jealousy. And from the looks of things at the moment, that seems to be the case with hip-hop giants Jay-Z and 50 Cent. According to 50 Cent, Jay-Z seems to be the mastermind behind the In the Club rapper and Kanye West's beef. He says Hawk basically turned West against him and started a feud between them that has now lasted for years. Now the question on the mind of their fans is, how did Jay manage to pull this off behind their backs? What's his game here? I'm about to blow your mind, so stay tuned till the end. For a considerable period, 50 Cent and Jay-Z had been engaged in a feud, each viewing the other as an inferior rapper. 50 Cent was candid in expressing his viewpoint regarding Jay-Z.
Who is the most overrated hip-hop star of all time?
Overrated?
Yeah.
I mean, Jay-Z, he would say he was overrated. Rather be overrated than underpaid.
The individual holds the belief that Jay-Z is overhyped, while Jay-Z himself holds the opinion that 50 Cent is not a skilled rapper. In a notable instance, Jay-Z dissed 50 Cent with the following lyrics in one of his songs.
Go against Jigga, your ass is bitch. I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents? Go to one.
At the Hot 97 Summer Jam Festival, Jay-Z and 50 Cent had the opportunity to encounter each other before Jay-Z delivered his diss lines. During an interview, 50 Cent recollected this particular occurrence. I ran into Jay at Summer Jam and he said, "Yo, I don't like that record you got. I love that record you got." I didn't know he meant right then. He go on stage, "That's the first time I ever seen 30,000 people." He said, "I'm about $1 who the FCK is 50 Cent. I ain't even know 30,000 people knew who 50 Cent was. I should send him a bottle of champagne for that." Although the comment likely had a significant impact, 50 Cent accepted it gracefully. At the time, it was a significant accomplishment to make such a splash in the hip-hop industry that even renowned and established artists like Jay-Z would take a shot at 50 Cent. This was, after all, part of 50 Cent's plan to garner attention. Despite Jay-Z's attempts to appear unfazed, it was evident that he recognized 50 Cent's potential for greatness. He even advised his associates to release their music before 50 Cent could return. Jay-Z stated, "I remember one time working in the studio and it was like a small gap in Bleak. Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it. Put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming, and 4 months later in the club hit and it was over," Jay said in a 2013 interview with The Breakfast Club. "It was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out." Upon entering the hip-hop scene, 50 Cent made a significant impact and gained notoriety in his unique and cunning manner. He targeted and dissed numerous established figures in the industry, and when they retaliated, 50 Cent's relevance skyrocketed overnight. His tactics became the blueprint that aspiring rappers would strive to replicate. He possessed a talent for provoking other rappers, such as the instance when he joined all the artists he had previously dissed, including Jay-Z and Kanye, on stage.
We got, hey.
You can get down, nigga. You can get down. It's all good.
This a real special moment, ain't it?
As Jay-Z and Kanye performed, 50 Cent moved around in circles, leaving Jay-Z unable to respond. This moment became a legendary occurrence in hip-hop and cemented the animosity between Jay-Z and 50 Cent. Subsequently, Jay-Z maintained that he was only competing with 50 Cent and not actually feuding. In one interview, he asserted, "We're not enemies, we're just competing." At a certain point, Jay-Z likely recognized that he possessed 8 years of industry experience while 50 Cent was just beginning his career, making it unwise to engage in a direct feud. Consequently, he shrewdly turned one of the era's most prominent rappers against 50 Cent. At the time, Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam and Kanye was signed to the label. To create a direct competition between them, Jay-Z arranged for Kanye to release his music on the same day as 50 Cent. This strategy was a guaranteed way to stir up a rivalry between Kanye and 50 Cent. After all, the most conclusive method to determine which artist is more successful is by analyzing album sales. And if two competitors choose to release their music on the same day, it's akin to making a bet to see who comes out on top. 50 Cent rose to the challenge as he later brought it up in an interview, saying, "If Kanye West sells more records than 50 Cent on September 11, I'll no longer write music. I'll write music and work with my other artists, but I won't put out any more solo albums." Kanye was self-assured and did not perceive 50 Cent to be his equal. When questioned about 50 Cent's remark, he answered rather cryptically,
50 Cent has been quoted as saying that if your album should outsell his, he will never make another album ever again. Have you heard that?
I really like 50. I don't want him to retire once my album sells the most. I just want him to...
According to reports, West's album Graduation emerged victorious, selling an impressive 957,000 units, while 50 Cent sold 691,000 units. The ramifications of this momentous competition continue to resonate to this day. While Jay-Z's tactic did pit Kanye and 50 Cent against each other, it was undoubtedly a successful strategy to triumph over 50 Cent. Kanye emerged not only as the victor in this feud but also as a rapper deserving of greater recognition. This brought an end to the argument for a while. But did it enhance Jay-Z's image in the eyes of the public? Most likely not, as he had utilized Kanye to resolve his own issues. In his book, 50 Cent revealed that his conflict with Jay-Z resulted in his subsequent feud with Kanye as well. He stated, "Jay had been extremely uncomfortable with my run in New York City for years, so he did everything under the sun to make sure he could beat me through Kanye. I realized what I was up against in the weeks leading up to the release when Kanye and I both agreed to do joint appearances on BET. I had planned to bring Eminem with me, but Bet told Interscope we couldn't have guests. Interscope said fine and told Eminem not to come. Then the day of the show, I get there and Jay-Z is performing with Kanye. So clearly Jay-Z had gone to some length to get around the no guests rule, whereas Interscope Records had just let it go. They simply weren't as motivated as Jay-Z." To this day, 50 Cent regards Jay-Z as a more accomplished businessman than a rapper. When asked to describe rappers in 2 words, he used phrases like the best and talented, but when questioned about Jay-Z, he did not acknowledge his career as a musician.
Jay-Z. Good business.
A disdain that 50 Cent holds for Jay-Z is evident in his dismissal of Jay-Z's music career. Despite Jay having a much longer career in the music industry, 50 Cent refused to acknowledge his worth as a rapper. This slight is sure to have left a lasting impression on Jay-Z. However, 50 Cent still holds Kanye West in high regard, recognizing that it was Jay who instigated their rivalry. Kanye and 50 Cent were always commended for their maturity, even when they were engaging in beef with each other. While the two artists were in constant competition, they always managed to maintain a level of respect towards each other. An example of this was when 50 Cent roasted Kanye in a way that was both humorous and respectful.
He brought his big brother with him, and his big brother ain't no competition for me.
From this roast clip, it is evident that both 50 Cent and Kanye West have immense admiration for each other as artists. 50 Cent even puts an arm around Kanye to show his respect, and Kanye responds with a big smile on his face. This type of healthy competition is what the music industry needs, where artists push each other to improve and evolve. Today, fans still discuss the feuds that 50 Cent had with these rappers in the past, as it was a defining era for hip-hop. Fans picked their sides and rooted for their favorite artists. A Twitter user recently commented about missing the days of 50 Cent, Kanye, and Jay-Z's beefs. He wrote, 50 Cent top 3 in hip-hop history when it comes to force. Actually top 2. Him and Kanye, everything they touch go. I'll lean more towards 50 because he had the whole G-Unit going platinum, a video game, etc. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.